Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Get ready to have your minds blown, because today we're diving into some fun and quirky history facts that you probably didn't know. From Napoleon's bunny encounter to the shortest war ever fought, we've got a jam-packed episode for you. So, let's get started. Alright, history buffs, buckle up because this first one is a doozy. Picture this, it's 1807, Napoleon Bonaparte, the Emperor of France, the conqueror of nations, is attacked by bunnies. You heard that right, bunnies. Apparently Napoleon thought it would be a grand idea to have a rabbit hunt with his men. They gathered up a whole bunch of bunnies thinking it would be an easy afternoon of sport. But little did they know, these weren't your average docile bunnies. Oh no, these bunnies were ready for a revolution. As Napoleon and his men approached, the bunnies, hundreds of them, turned on their would-be captors in a flurry of fluff and fury. They swarmed the emperor, hopping, scratching, biting at his ankles. It's said that Napoleon himself, the mighty conqueror, retreated in complete disarray, his troops scattering before him. Talk about a hair-raising experience. Who knew bunnies could be so fierce? Now, let's talk about quickies. Historically speaking, of course. And no, I'm not talking about a quick trip to the Louvre. We're talking about the shortest war in recorded history. This war was so short, you could probably watch an entire season of your favorite show in the same amount of time. So who were the warring nations that just couldn't wait to get things over with? That would be Britain and Zanzibar. The year was 1896, and the war lasted a whopping 38 minutes. That's right, 38 minutes. Apparently there was a bit of a disagreement over who should be Sultan of Zanzibar, and things escalated for about half an hour. Then someone probably said, all right, that's enough of that, and everyone went home. I wish all conflicts could be resolved that quickly. You know Albert Einstein, right? The genius who gave us the theory of relativity, E alt mc22, that kind of thing? Well, get this. In 1952, Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. Can you imagine that? President Einstein. It would be like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. I mean, we all know Einstein was a brilliant physicist, but can you imagine him navigating the world of politics? Peace treaties written on chalkboards, cabinet meetings filled with equations. It would have been a whole new level of fascinating. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. Einstein politely declined the offer, saying he just wasn't cut out for the job. He said he was more comfortable with the complexities of the universe than the complexities of politics. Who can blame him? Still, it's fun to imagine what could have been, isn't it? Chapter 4. Cleopatra, the Pyramids and the Moon Landing. Let's talk about Cleopatra, the last active ruler of ancient Egypt, the queen who knew how to make an entrance, literally. She sailed down the Nile on a barge draped in gold, basically inventing extra thousands of years ago. But here's the thing that'll really bake your noodle. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the building of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Think about that for a second. The pyramids, those ancient wonders, were already ancient history in Cleopatra's time. It's like saying we're closer in time to a future event hundreds of years away than to, say, the American Revolution. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Time is a flat circle, and Cleopatra was definitely living in it. Chapter 5. The Eiffel Tower's summer stretch. Now it's time to head over to France, the land of love, croissants, and the Eiffel Tower. That iconic structure, that symbol of everything Paris, well, it has a little secret. It doesn't just stand there looking pretty, it grows. You heard me right, the Eiffel Tower grows taller in the summer. I know what you're thinking, Molly, what are you talking about? But it's true. See, the Eiffel Tower is made of iron, and iron, like most metals, expands when it gets hot. So during those scorching Parisian summers, the iron structure of the Eiffel Tower can actually grow by as much as 15 centimeters. That's like the Eiffel Tower putting on a pair of high heels for the summer. It's not a huge difference, mind you, but it's still pretty cool, right? It's like the Eiffel Tower is saying, bonjour, I'm feeling myself today. Chapter 6. Mickey Mouse and the Man Who Feared Mice. Hold on to your mouse ears, folks, because this next one is a real head-scratcher. Let's talk about Walt Disney, the man who brought us Mickey Mouse, the happiest place on earth, the whole shebang. He was a pioneer in animation and entertainment, creating a legacy that continues to inspire millions around the world. He was a creative genius, a visionary, and terrified of mice. Yes, you heard that right. The man who created the most famous mouse in the world was actually afraid of real-life mice. Imagine that. The irony is almost too much to handle. The man who gave us Mickey, a character loved by children and adults alike, couldn't stand the sight of a real mouse. Ironic, isn't it? It's like being afraid of your own shadow, except your shadow is a cute little mouse with big ears and red shorts. Maybe that's why he created Mickey in the first place. Maybe it was a way of facing his fear of turning something scary into something lovable. Or perhaps it was his way of making peace with his phobia. Maybe it was a way of facing his fear, of turning something scary into something lovable. Or perhaps it was his way of making peace with his phobia. Or maybe he just thought mice were cute, even if he was a little scared of them. Whatever the reason, it's one of those fun little historical quirks that makes you go, huh, who knew? So next time you see Mickey Mouse, remember the man behind the magic and his surprising little secret. It just goes to show, even the greatest creators have their own unique fears and quirks. All right, let's talk fruit, specifically oranges. Those juicy, tangy citrus delights that we all know and love. But here's the thing, the first oranges weren't actually orange, they were green. Yup, you heard me right, green. It sounds crazy, right? I mean, we associate the color orange so strongly with oranges that it's practically in the name, but it's true. The first oranges originated in Southeast Asia and were a hybrid of tangerines and pomelos. And guess what? They were green. In fact, in many parts of the world, oranges are still green even when ripe. It's just that in some regions, like the United States, we're used to seeing oranges turn that vibrant orange color when they're ready to eat. It's all about the climate and the variety of orange. So next time you peel into an orange, remember, it might have started its life as a little green fruit, just minding its own business on a tree somewhere. Let's talk about snacks, specifically Pringles. You know, those iconic potato crisps that come in a distinctive can. Those perfectly stacked, crispy potato chips that come in a can, making them easy to snack on anywhere. You know the ones, we've all been there, digging our hands into that can, trying to get that last chip, sometimes even getting our hands stuck. But have you ever wondered about the can itself? It's more than just a container. It's a piece of innovative design. Well, the inventor of the Pringles can, Frederick Bauer, was so proud of his creation that he wanted to take it with him, literally to the grave. That's right, when Frederick Bauer passed away in 2008, his ashes were buried in a Pringles can. It was a unique and fitting tribute. His daughter said it was his dying wish, a testament to how much he valued his invention. He was so proud of inventing the can that he wanted it to be his final resting place, a symbol of his life's work. It's definitely a unique way to be remembered. Not many people can say they were buried in their own invention. So, next time you pop open a can of Pringles, take a moment to think of Frederick Bauer, the man who loved his invention so much he wanted to spend eternity with it. It's a story that adds a whole new layer to your snacking experience. Now that's dedication. A true testament to the love and pride one can have for their creation. Now let's talk about quickies, historically speaking, of course. And no, I'm not talking about a quick trip to the Louvre. We're talking about the shortest war in recorded history. This war was so short, you could probably watch an entire season of your favorite show in the same amount of time. So, who were the warring nations that just couldn't wait to get things over with? That would be Britain and Zanzibar. The year was 1896, and the war lasted a whopping 38 minutes. That's right, 38 minutes. Apparently, there was a bit of a disagreement over who should be Sultan of Zanzibar, and things escalated for about half an hour. Then someone probably said, all right, that's enough of that, and everyone went home. I wish all conflicts could be resolved that quickly. Imagine the world we would live in if every disagreement could be settled in under an hour. All right, for our final fun fact, let's talk about twins. We all know twins are special, but this story takes the cake. Did you know that the longest time between two twins being born was 87 days? That's right, almost 3 months apart. Imagine being born in like June and your twin sibling showing up in September. Talk about a delayed entrance. This incredible event happened in 2007 to a couple in Romania. The mother gave birth to a baby girl prematurely, and then her body held onto the second baby for another 87 days. Both babies were perfectly healthy, which is even more amazing. It just goes to show that nature has a funny way of surprising us sometimes. I mean, can you imagine being those parents? The anticipation must have been incredible, waiting for the second baby to arrive, celebrating 2 birthdays practically a season apart. Talk about double the fun, and double the birthday parties, double the gifts, and double the joy. What an extraordinary story. Thanks for watching, everyone. We had a blast taking a trip down history lane with you. If you enjoyed these fun history facts, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content. We've got plenty more surprises up our sleeves. See you next time.